I actually wanted to go on a mission trip for quite a while, and I just always put it off, like, I'll go some other time. I don't have time or money or whatever excuse I could think of. And just when they mentioned it, I was thinking now would be as good of a time as ever, because when am I ever going to get an opportunity like that again? For me, what was really good was going and getting to see how God's kingdom is the same everywhere and God's people are the same everywhere, but they interact with Him and they see Him differently. So it's like getting to see different sides of who God is. And you learn so much about yourself because you see yourself interacting and engaging in a different environment than you usually would. And it's really fulfilling to see all the ways that God can come to life in ways that you've never experienced Him before. It's so much bigger than I'm gonna hang out with my church people and I'm going to do this small outreach right here, and when I go to class I'm gonna smile at people. You definitely get to see the bigger scope of God's kingdom and different things that He's accomplishing. And so you can see how much bigger He is than just how we view Him every day when you allow yourself to see the different things God has. Because God presents Himself to us, but a lot of times it's like watching the same movie over and over. We never do anything different in our Christian walk. We just do the same things. And when you go on a mission trip, you're out of your comfort zone. You have to rely on God. You have to do things that you've never done before. Well, first of all, there's the language barrier. So to kind of break that down and get to know and fellowship with people, we would play sports, play games, do morning stretches and exercises. We made beads and stuff with them, and there was a lot of people who wanted to talk, speak in English with you. You do a lot of eating. So there's a lot of fellowship and building community, but there's also a lot of worshiping. It's really neat to see messages, hear them. Sometimes there'll be two translators. Most of the time there's just one, but to hear it spoke to you and then spoke to someone else. Well, it's like when you rely less on what you hear because you don't all understand. There's so many senses that come to you that you don't normally have. Like, you feel things more strongly because you can't hear things. So you might be moved to like power of God's presence in a worship song that you can't even understand because you can't hear the words and you don't know it, so you can't be singing it. But instead what you're doing is you're sitting there and you're watching all God's people worship, and like you're watching their heart and the passion. And that's something you're not going to do when you're at home and you understand things and you know the song and you're going, Jesus, like,
Right.
Yeah.